just because I want to talk about a couple like housekeeping things. So we are now in March. Holy cow, did those last 2 months go so fast? So we got 2 months of bonuses left. I don't care how far you guys are. It is totally possible for your business to completely shift in the period of a couple weeks or a month. So for perspective, Ricky's account went from 5,000 in December to 13,000 in January, just to give you an idea. And I think for me personally, when it was this season 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago? Holy crap, it was 2 years ago. This season, I went from 4,000 in December to 16,000 in March. So don't think just because you didn't have a good February or a good January that it's not possible for your business to completely change. The belief has to start first in order for you to reach the destination. You have to believe it's possible. And I know each and every one of you on this Zoom. I know you're all capable, and I know that all of you can easily achieve 4K if you believe that you can and put in the actions every single day. The reason I wanted to talk about posting today is because I reached out to a couple of you one-on-one, and you were saying like, I have no idea what to post, or I'm scared of what to post, or and I think we get stuck in it too sometimes. Everybody like has blocks from time to time. And so I kind of wanted to give a rundown of like, why is it that we post? Why is it that we post certain things? And then like, how do you write stuff? Because I feel like that's where the block comes in. You're like, I don't know, I'm not a good writer, or I just am not good with words or whatever. And I want to tell you, like, you don't have to be poetic to write a post at all whatsoever. And I think it's important that everyone operates within their own gifts. And if you're not good at writing, you don't need to write like lengthy, heartfelt posts like that. I think it's important to connect with emotions, but you can do that super fast with short posts. And I don't think Jennifer's on right now, but her and I were talking about this, and she's like, I just don't know what I'm missing. I'm like, you're missing those quick hit posts. Those are just as important as you like telling a story in a post too. The quick ones that are like, hold on, I need water. The quick ones that are like that you can post on a Monday morning with your capsules and saying like, no coffee needed. That's like all you need to say. And just the picture of the capsules. Like sometimes the fewer words ones hit better because people aren't going to read through stuff sometimes. So that's why I think it's important to go live from time to time again, because people will tune into lives and listen to you. But I mean, sometimes people just don't have the attention spans to read long posts. So sometimes those quick, short, easy ones are super effective. So I think it's good to have a mix of both. Like you don't have to like be motivational in every single post. You don't have to like write all these like inspiring things in every post. Sometimes it's like, my kids are crazy today. Thank God for White Label or whatever. So how do you like figure out like, okay, I want to post today? Because I don't ever want you guys to get to a situation where you feel like I don't know what to post. So therefore I'm just not going to post anything at all, because that is hurting your business, obviously. But it's like, if the open signs aren't on, people don't know that you have something to offer them. So if they're looking for something, or maybe they don't even know that they're looking for something yet, and you're not posting consistently, they will find somebody that does. Because I can tell you when I previously started the business, it happened to me. I had people that I was having a conversation with, and then maybe I got not so consistent because I got, I don't know, in my own head, or started like, the downward spiral, or like life happened or whatever. And I didn't post maybe for a day or two and saw that they signed up with somebody else, and that hurts. And I'm a firm believer in people are meant to be in a part of your journey for a reason. Like, people are placed into your path, and if they're removed from your path, like, it's not something you should dwell on. But I had to learn that through those type of situations. But if you're not actively talking about stuff, they don't know like what you have to offer. Yes, it's important for you to show up in stories. I think that's easy to do. Just to show your capsule that you're taking, and then for some reason we freeze up when it comes to posts. So why do we post in the first place? So there's a couple reasons why you're trying to post for people. You're either trying to connect, you're trying to solve a problem, you're trying to provide value, which is kind of the same thing as solving a problem. You're entertain or educate. So you're trying to connect with people. So like, that's when you're sharing your like dogs, or you're sharing your kids, or things that like make you that's outside of Thrive. That's why that part's important, because that builds connection. And then you're wanting to educate people. So if you can educate somebody on something that you're knowledgeable on, we're all knowledgeable on something that somebody else might not be. Maybe it's you're really good at organization. That is not me, but yeah, maybe it's you. Maybe you're really good at organization, and that's something that you can share to provide value with people. Or maybe you're really good at showing different, I mean, for me, it's like I show my workouts to help people with their workouts, and I show my meals in case people need ideas, which I feel like I need to do a better job of like actually breaking down what I'm making, or why, and like what it is that's inside of it. But that's beside the point. That's just my own brain going. Or like, if you do, and I think of Randy sometimes because she's on a nicer face. Like, you have a new puppy, like how are ways that you're successful with potty training? Maybe you're not, but you know, those are things that you can do to educate people. Inspire people. I think that's where you share your story of things that you've overcome in your life. That can also help connect to, inspire or connect people. Or let's see, inspire, connect, educate, entertain. That's why you sometimes post funny memes, or like crazy pictures of your kids, or weird quotes that they say, or weird things that your dogs are doing, or whatever, because it's entertaining. People come to social media to be entertained, let's be honest. But when it comes to your product, you have to show people that there's a benefit that we have, or that is going to solve a problem that they're having. That is all it is. It's just, we're problem solvers. I think we get really wrapped up in, I'm in sales, or I'm trying to sell something, or I have a number that I'm trying to fill, or something like that, that you lose sight of there's somebody out there that's struggling with something that you struggled with before you joined, and you have the opportunity to help them. Your income is a direct reflection of how much value you're providing to others. I heard that quote a while back, and I know I've probably shared it a couple of times now, but I think it's so huge to keep that mindset, because I think it's easy for us to get lost in trackers and vacations and bonuses and stuff like that. But the way that you're going to get the trackers and the bonuses and the, all those things, is that you're problem solving for people. So you have to talk about the solutions that you have. A way that you can kind of get back to where you were before you started Thrive, because after you've been using the products for a while, you just get used to feeling good, right? And thankfully, these new patches come out. I'm super excited to try them, because apparently you're going to feel like a day one Thriver all over again, according to Jason. So that will be cool. But a way to bring yourself back is, I always go by the 5-5 rule. So 5 reasons why you initially started using the products or why you continue to use the products. So is it that you like, why did you start using the products? I know for me, it was because I was dog tired all the time, like exhausted. And you can like call people out on social media in a post too. I know you're tired on a Monday morning because I lived that life. When I say these will wake you up within 10 minutes, I ain't lying. That's all you got to say, like short and sweet sometimes. I think it's important for you to tell your story, yes, but I think you need those short, sweet hits sometimes too. So for me, it was like I was dog tired. I literally didn't want to look in the mirror. Oh, cool. I like that. So I didn't like I literally did not even like looking in the mirror. I didn't even like putting on makeup. I didn't like doing my hair. I lost all of my confidence. Do you know how many other women are out there that are lacking confidence because they don't feel good? That is huge. And they don't realize there's a correlation between feeling good and feeling confident. If you feel like shit, you're not going to be confident. It doesn't matter how much makeup you put on. If you feel like crap on the inside, it's not going to externally come out well. So talking about that, saying things like, I had no idea that feeling good would make me feel confident. And I think Amanda and I had that conversation one time. Like she was talking about how like just because she feels good, she feels more confident, which is so true because I was never this confident, you guys, ever in my life. I was always the person that would like, yeah, I was loud, but I'd like shrink back. Or at the time I started Thrive, I never posted pictures of myself. Like, and if people would tag me in pictures, I'd untag myself because I was so embarrassed of how far I let myself go. And that kills your confidence. And if you're tired all the time and you're not putting effort into like even getting ready in the morning, of course you're not going to be confident. So that's another thing. Maybe for you, it was that you were sleeping like shit at night. Whatever your reason is that you started, writing those things down and continually going through those things, because there's people that are on your friends list that are struggling with those things. Like I literally just had a girl post the other day. Thank God I usually don't go through my timeline, but for some reason I was on my timeline at that time. I think she was the first one that popped up at the top. Call it a God wink, I don't know. But she was like, she was like, I am so tired and need energy. Like, send me something that works. So I reached out to her and I sent her out a sample. Yeah. Whoa, that's so true. Because I definitely did not feel worthy then when I felt like shit at all. But there's somebody on your timeline that is needing to hear, like, why is the reason that you started? Maybe it was you drink a pot of coffee a day just to like keep your eyeballs open in the morning. Maybe it was you were an energy drink person and you would just drink energy drinks all the time. Maybe it's you nodded off at your desk at work, or maybe you worked out and you were just never seeing the results that you wanted to see, no matter how hard you worked out. Whatever your specific reason was for starting. And then also, I think it's important to talk about like why you continue. For me, it's like, I know I continue so that I can keep up with my psychotic 5-year-old who is now acting like a 16-year-old and slamming doors. That's fun. That's something new. I was like, if this is like the like free trial version of the teenage years, like I don't want it. I'm not signing up. I am no monthly subscription. I am not having it. But it's keeping up with her. It's to be able to actually get up when my alarm goes off for once in my life. And that's something that I think I think that this is something you should practice probably like every month. Every month, like when you write down your goals, write down your 5 reasons. The 5 reasons you started the products or continue to use the products, so that you're just constantly refreshed and recycling through those things every month. Like pulling 2 or 3 of those things to post about one or two of those things a week to post about. And then you'll have like the whole month basically, and you can recycle back through them. So if you're doing short form, make it funny, make it relatable, call people out. So like one of the Monday posts I think I did not that long ago was like, I know a lot of you hit snooze a couple times today and you rushed out the door. It's time for you to like, and like, you got to do some sort of call to action underneath. Like, you need these in your life. You need to trust me. You just need to try it. It will change your world. Like, whatever your call to action is, like, you need to have a call to action on your posts, because if you don't have a call to action, people don't know what to do. I'm not going to say people are dumb, but people are dumb. They just need direction sometimes. So you need call to action. So that can sound like, I have free samples. I have not free samples. I have samples. I have a discount available for you to get started. Like, jump in my DMs, like send me, if you're on Instagram, like send me a message, double tap if you want to try, drop a heart, drop an emoji, drop a GIF, whatever. Like, you need to have some sort of call to action so people know what to do. I heard Jasmine Star, she's like a social media curator, guru person, whatever you want to call her. She said, like, you kind of have to teach your audience how to interact with you sometimes. And that means, like, when you're posting your regular stuff, like, drop a heart if you can relate to this, or tell me about your blah, blah, blah. It increases engagement. Like, that's how you can get engagement. But you got to have call to actions on your posts. Otherwise, people are like, I don't know what to do. Like, can I reach out to her, or do I just send a message, or they're confused. I promise. So short and sweet ones. I can give you a couple examples. Like, you can say, summer's coming. Dude, summer is like right around the corner. And the fact that it was like 40 some degrees in Minnesota made me realize, like, the pool is melting. Our pool is melting. I need to get bikini ready. People are thinking about that. It's about to be spring break. Like, people are thinking about those things. Like, you can have no shame in talking about, like, do you want to feel good when you look in the mirror? Do you want to actually see the scale move for once? Like, those are things that you should not be afraid to talk about, because our products deliver and they work. I'm trying to think. Sleep. I sleep the best I've ever slept. Do a night post and say, like, how you can do like a picture of your bed, or you can do a picture of rest if you have it on hand, or what's the recharge? If you have recharge, you can take a picture of recharge and talk about, like, who else wants to sleep like a dad? That's what I always said, because my husband can sleep like no other. I would say, like, who else wants to sleep like a dad? Dude, offer samples of rest. Buy a box of rest. Sell samples of rest for like $5 a piece. You will make bank, because technically it's like $1 something per. So that's something that you could do. And you could pre-sell all those things too if you don't have the money up front. You can talk about energy, of course. Everyone needs energy. And like at 2 p.m., you could say, like, how many of you are falling asleep at your desk? How many of you are reaching for that extra cup of coffee right now? Like, you're talking to the people that you're trying to reach. Instead of just talking about me, I ask them questions, call them out. And that sparks a little bit more interest, because they're like, she's talking to me. Like, they realize that you're talking to them. And if you're afraid to post because you feel like, what if somebody says they're interested and you don't know how to respond? That's why we have 3 messages. So I don't want to hear it. You guys can put them in a message with me and I'll help. But I'll probably talk about closing sales on our next Zoom, or maybe I'll even do like a live in our team page about it, because every closure is the same, and I'll just explain it that way. long form. Okay, so you have the 5 reasons why you started the products or why you continue the products. Now do the exact same thing for your business. Why did you start the business? Because you wanted to help other people, because you saw you wanted something more for your life and you're sick of struggling financially. Maybe it was like because of the pandemic and you were laid off and you needed income. I'm trying to think of what else. For me, it was like I was sick of not even having money for gas because that was my life. Like on the Thursday before I get paid, sometimes I didn't even know how I was going to get to work. I was like riding on fumes, let's be honest. Talk about those things. So many people are getting their tax returns right now, or they're about to. Like, talk about how you used to pray for your tax returns, because I know I did. My husband and I would be like, oh my God, when's it going to hit the account so that we can actually like do things, like fill up our pantry and stuff like that. Maybe it's like you wanted the community. So talk about the community. Do you know how many people are craving community right now? There's no human interaction. And most of the human interaction that they're getting on social media sucks. It's like negative. Everyone's attacking each other. I mean, that's not really what it all is, but I mean, a prime majority of it is. So some people are craving community. So talking about those things, like our meeting tonight, talking about that, posting it in your stories and saying like, I'm so glad that I'm personally so glad that I have you guys as friends, because I was always somebody that was like, I just don't have a lot of friends. I would tell myself that all the time. I just don't have a lot of friends. I just don't get along with girls, is what I would tell myself. But the reality was I just didn't find people that had the same drive and ambition and that wanted the same things for their life that I wanted. And that is like a true connection like you would not believe. And people need that. There's people out there that know that they want more for their life and are struggling to get there because their circle sucks. So talk about community. Talk about going for the car bonus. Talk about going for the bonuses. We have a huge bonus opportunity to talk about right now. Maybe you started because you were sick of working more than one job. Maybe you started because you saw somebody giving back and that's something that you really want to do, but you just weren't financially, you were good with your family, but you didn't have enough to give to other people, and you have a giving heart. Like whatever your things are, write those 5 things down. I'm taking a drink of water, by the way. I think she's okay, but you could probably, just to be safe. All right, love you. Good night. I feel like a lot of my business stuff is like long form, and I'm trying to figure out a way to make it short form. I mean, you could take like a picture of so this is what I did in my stories the other day. I took a picture of my card and I held it up to the gas tank and said like, feels so good to actually be able to fill up my gas tank all the time now. There's so many people that just want to, gas is going up. People want to fill up their gas tank. Take a picture with your groceries or with your receipt in your card and say, whatever your specific thing is. So, I hope that was a little bit helpful. Do you feel like it's that you guys just struggle with wording? I hope that I gave you lots and lots of things that you could talk about. I think we're overthinking it. The way I think about it is anytime I'm writing a post that is like product related or business related, I think how would I talk to my friend? How would I talk to my friend? Like my best friend. And my one best friend, since I said I didn't have a lot of friends before. If I had a best friend across from me, how would I talk about it? I would be myself. Like, stop trying to be like somebody else and make sure that your post is perfect and like be you. I've realized this year, the more that I'm myself, the more response I get. And the more that I'm like, what, like, I literally ask people, like, and when I talk about it in my stories or in the live, I'm like, what are you waiting for? Like, what are you doing? Are you scared? Like, there's literally nothing to be scared of. I don't bite. Like, you can talk to people like you would normally talk. I want you to show up like yourself. I do not want you to pretend to be like somebody else. And I think when you're following other leaders, it's so easy to get caught in comparison, and you're like, well, it's working for them. Maybe I should try it, or I should copy what they're saying. Trust me, because I've done it before. And newsflash, it does not work, because people can tell when you're not being you, even if they don't know you. It's like they can sense it. You know what I mean? How many, I shouldn't say this, but like, hey girl posts have you seen that are like all the same? All the same. We're not here to be like everyone else. We're here to show up as ourselves and help other people have permission to show up as themselves too, and be successful in a business. Like, that for me is so important. I never want anyone to feel like they have to try to be like something they're not. So if you're somebody that is silly, be silly. If you're somebody that is serious, be serious. But I don't think anyone in here is really that serious. If you maybe drop cuss words sometimes, that's okay too. If you, I don't know, like, just be you. And if it sometimes takes like you just like saying out loud, like, if you're like, you visually have to pretend like somebody's sitting across from you, that's your friend, and like, how would you talk to them about it? Like, if they're like, so tell me about this business, I'd be like, let's go. What are you waiting for? Like, it will change your life. Let's go. I don't know what you're waiting on. Like, why are you afraid? Are you afraid you're going to fail at it? Because I won't let that happen to you. Or if it's the products, like, you'll feel the best you've ever felt. Honestly, let's go. Here's a sample. Let's try it. You got to just think of, like, if that was my best friend of like 20 years, how would I talk to them? And then just formulate it in a post just like that. If I feel like we think we're trying to reach everyone. So you're not getting like super specific with what you're writing. So, because you're trying to hit on all the points, but the reality is, if you're trying to reach everybody, you're reaching no one. So if you're like me, I know the ideal person that I'm trying to help is a mom, because I was a mom and I know how much my life sucked and I know how much Starve has helped me. So I want to reach another mom that is exhausted, or I want to reach somebody that is just fed up where their health, with what their health is at, because that's where I was. I was fed up. I didn't know what to do. I tried so many other things and nothing ever made me feel this good. And maybe it's just making a post like that. I know you see me post this every single day, or me talk about this every single day, but I have never experienced something like I have with this. Sometimes people just need to hear that. And I've tried everything under the sun. Trust me, I have. I'm trying to think of what else. Don't be afraid to talk in your stories. You have to show your personality in your stories. I feel like that's so important. Like, my stories were so stupid yesterday. I was like mentally exhausted from being at that thing with Brooklyn all day. And then I had to like pump out 2 workouts back to back. Well, not back to back, because they have to be spaced out. But I did one right when I came back. And then I had to do another one like 2 hours later. My brain was just like, nah. And then I'm like, I'm just going to talk on my stories. And it was funny, but I know there's people that literally laughed at it. Be you, be yourself, the way that you are, and you all know I'm a person of faith. The way that you all are created is needed in this world, and it matters. Can you imagine how incredibly boring the world would be if everyone is exactly the same? Ugh, it'd be so gross. You were created with whatever unique quirks you have, and the right people will connect with that, and that matters. If you're trying to pretend to be like somebody else or to try to like be perfect or whatever, you start to get like this imposter syndrome feeling, and you're not going to connect with the people that you're meant to connect with and you're meant to help. Like each and every one of you, like I feel like we're BFFs. Like I love you guys all so much, but if I didn't show up as myself, there's no way that we would connect the way that we do. Ever. If I was trying to pretend to be like, I don't know, Ashley Sy or I'm trying to think of like other leaders there, Stephanie Grachik or Brittany Strag or any of those people. Like if I was trying to be like any of those people, like we wouldn't connect on the same level. People are put on your path because they're meant to be there. And if you're showing up as yourself, they will appreciate it. So I hope that helps. And I think September said it helps a lot. Do you guys have any other questions regarding posting that I can answer? Pictures for posting. Sometimes I don't do my makeup and I take a picture anyways. Sometimes I will just take like a picture of my arm with the patch on it, like facing downwards. So like you can see my legs and my arm, but that's it if I'm not doing makeup. So then there's that. You can do like, and I was telling Randy this, you can do from like your nose down and then have the patch on your chest. It doesn't always have to be your face. You can show like the background of whatever you're doing and have a picture of the patch in the forefront and then like your kids playing in the background, or like you're out doing something, you're walking, you're working out, whatever, and put the picture of the patch. You can do, I don't know, like your capsules that you're holding up to your face and say like 0 to Supermom in 5 seconds. I mean, 5 minutes, whatever. You can do, I don't know, pick a picture of you with your kid and then talk about like how you're so much of a better parent now that you're not like falling asleep at 8 o'clock on the couch anymore, whatever it looks like. So if you, and if you, any of you individually need help specifically, you know, my inbox is open and I'm here to help. Like I will literally help you write a post if you need me to do that for you. If you're having a block, just be like, Megan, I need you to help me write a post, and I will. And I'll help you come up with a picture and everything. Like I'm here. Don't be afraid to hop in my inbox. Like just reach out to me. I want to help. So does anyone else have any other questions? I think it's gonna be kind of a short one today. I'm gonna type in the thing so you guys educate, entertain, empower, solve a problem. So those are the things you want to post about. One of these 4 things always. You want to educate, and here's a little tip with your own timeline to make sure that you're getting the right engagement too. Don't share stuff off of other people's posts. So like, let's say you find a quote that you really like, don't share it off of someone else's page that you see. Save that photo and upload it as your own, or copy the wording and type it in and put it in. I'm trying to think of what some like other things. Posting your link will drive down your engagement. Did you guys know? How did you find your niche? Me? I think it was a lot of self-development. Like what makes me me? I recently just discovered that like my whole thing is like godly focused health and wellness. And that is my thing. But everyone's thing is different. And I think a way that you can actually, I think I have a book that here, let me look. It's like in a page in here somewhere that helps you kind of like discover what's your thing. Believe Bigger is the book that I'm pulling it from, but it's so good. That's not it. Bear with me. Frick, what was I saying before that? I totally forgot. Trying to find out. Best provide value to my audience. Perfect. Okay. I think writing down specific experiences helps with that. So like, what are your unique experiences that you've gone through in life? Maybe like, I'm just going to give some examples that probably have nothing to do with you, but just to give you an idea. Like if you had a hard time conceiving, you can talk about that. If like my daughter was a NICU baby, and I don't always talk about that, but sometimes I do. I really only started coming into my faith recently, so that's something I always talk about is my faith. Meditation is your thing. You talk about meditation on your stories. How do you start meditating? Even if you don't feel like you haven't mastered, the way that I've actually grown as a person is by teaching other people and then me learning through the teaching that I'm doing. So you could talk about like, how do you meditate? You could talk about like what kind of music you play when you're meditating. Like, how do you have a special space that you do? Do you know, there's so many people that want to get into that sort of thing. And so you can post about that stuff. Because it is so important that you post more than Thrive, you guys. And it's so important that you post about stuff that makes you uniquely you so that you can connect with people. We have a blended family. I don't really talk about that a lot either. Sometimes I do. I really I'm on this like 75 hard kick thing right now because it's literally all that's consuming my life right now. So that's what I've been talking about a lot lately. And it's been transforming my mindset a ton. But there's that. And I'm doing the Ultimate Thriver. So I kind of just fell into my niche almost. But here's the crazy thing is I feel like God will like drip stuff on you sometimes. So I, of course, have tried to lose weight so many times before in the past. And actually one of my goals a long time ago, when I was starting to get on the path of like trying to get healthier, was like, once I get in shape, then maybe I'll get like a trainer's license or get like become a nutritionist or something like that. Like I literally thought that. So like it was drip. So I've done tons of stupid research on stuff. And that's kind of how I figured it out, was just through the things that I experienced in life. I don't know if that helps. I'm still trying to find that page. She had you like write it out in here. I swear to the baby Jesus she did. No. Like, what are the things that you're just naturally good at? What are things in your life that like keep repeating themselves? What are hardships you've overcome? That like writing all that stuff down has really helped me understand who I can better serve. The purpose map. Discovery. Well, that's where we're wanting to go. Nope. Discovery stage. Okay. Well, that didn't help. Okay, whatever. I can't find it. Just sometimes brain dumping. So like, yeah, I'm a dog mom, but I don't really talk about that a whole lot. I mean, I show pictures of them and stuff like that, but that's about it. The thing that I really feel like I can provide value to is overcoming like your mindset, because mine sucked for so long. And then anything health and wellness related. So like meal preparing and stuff like that. But I think you should talk about meditation for sure. That's one of your things that you could provide value around. And then join meditation groups, and then add friends from meditation groups, and then you have a connection. And then when they go to your page, they're like, oh, that's why we're friends, because she meditates too. Anything else? So like Amanda, she runs. She could join like a running group and talk about like what shoes she's found that suck. What kind of shoes really work for you? What's your ultimate playlist for when you're doing a run? Do you like to wear leggings? That sort of thing. Just to kind of help you guys narrow down stuff. Cool. Anything else, guys? Oh, don't forget to take a picture. I always do, and then I get pissed. I'm like, no. I'm gonna do that right now. I try to make my desk look somewhat presentable. It's got like stuff all over it. FYI, everything hurts, and I think I'm dying. My entire body hurts. Oh no, I don't want to. Who needs me to take a picture for them? Anyone? Everyone? Okay. And if I tag you in a post, you can share, in a story, like you can share it, but still make your own. So then we can have like multiple people sharing on multiple things and take each other. All right, I'm going to save this one, and then I'll take a couple other ones. I try to make it like as generic as I can. So. Oh no, I'm recording. Bear with me as I do this. I'll save that one. Do another filter. That one. Who's going to Thrive Palooza or thinks they're going to go? Do this one. Are you going, Melissa? You are? Oh, dude, I'm so excited. I'll chat with you tomorrow and we'll figure out like room arrangements and stuff. I'm so excited. I just took like 7 different pictures so you guys have a wide array to choose from. Okay, I took 5. I fibbed. There. I'm not sure if I can between work and trying to come back from this. Well, yeah. Melissa, I'm so excited that you're coming. I get that. It's hard with work and stuff. Oh, I am so pumped. It's like 2 months away. Woo! And flights are dirt cheap. I think Katie and I found one. My friend Katie and I found a flight. I think you have to take one airline there and one airline back, but it was like $100 or less. We were like, holy crap. I mean, if there's any upside to this whole COVID thing, it's that flights are super cheap. But all right, I'm going to stop recording and then I'll